Welcome back, YouTube. It is Saiko here, and today we are here back with another video in our 30 teams in 30 days series. And in today's video, we're going to be tackling the Philadelphia 76ers. So this offseason, it kind of doesn't really feel like the Sixers really did a lot in terms of adding to their depth of the team. The only player whose name is kind of big that I can think of that they got rid of was George Hill because they waived him. Oh, and Anthony Tolliver too, if you want to count him. And their only real, I guess, quote-unquote big signings were getting Andre Drummond and Georges Niang. I mean, if you want to count Georges Niang as like a big signing, I guess Andre Drummond is a bigger signing, but I just don't think that those signings were too big. Other than that, they were able to get Danny Green and Furkan Korkmaz to re-sign, as well as getting Joel to sign a veteran max extension. Jaden Springer and Charles Bassett were also the two draft picks that they picked up this past offseason as well, but I don't know if they're really going to get any minutes playing this year. They also had so much Ben Simmons drama. I mean, I made a whole video about the whole Ben Simmons wanting out of Philadelphia, but I mean, I haven't really said anything about that in a bit, so I guess I can talk about that in about a minute or two. But now with that being said, with Ben Simmons actually being back in Philadelphia, I'm predicting that the starting lineup is going to be something around the lines of Ben at the 1, Seth Curry at the 2, Danny Green at the 3, Tobias Harris at the 4, and Joel Embiid at the 5. Off the bench, I see guys like Tyrese Maxey, Shake Milton, Matisse Thybulle, Georges Niang, and Andre Drummond getting a majority of the backup minutes. I could also see Furkan Korkmaz getting minutes as well, just because of the fact that he can shoot the 3. Ben Simmons' career in Philadelphia for the last few months has just been quite the ride. It's been one hell of a story. The guy was heavily criticized. I mean, he's kind of been criticized his entire life about his shooting, but he was especially criticized about the way that he performed in the last, 3 games against the Hawks in the semifinals of the East this year. And pretty much after that series, he pretty much said, fuck y'all, didn't respond to anyone's calls on the team. He didn't even report to media day. Literally, the guy just ghosted the entire franchise. Didn't talk to Joel, didn't talk to anyone in the front office, just no one. Contact with no one. Then all of a sudden, he decides to fly back to Philadelphia and actually report to the team. Is this because he was going to lose a lot of money? Probably. He was going to lose a lot of that money, and I know that Doc Rivers was hella pissed with Rich Paul about him, pretty much ditching the team because, you know, it's in his fucking contract to play. Is basically something around the lines of what he said. I'm pretty sure that if Ben is going to play this year, which I feel like he probably will, he's going to give it 100% on the defensive side of the ball, obviously, like he always does every year. But his offense, that's a different question. I also don't know if and when he's going to be traded, if they can even find a deal that they really like, because for some reason, the value on Ben Simmons is just so high and no team is really willing to match it. Seth Curry, just like his older brother, is a sniper. We all know that he's just basically going to shoot the 3-point ball because that's what the Curry brothers do. That's what the Curry family does. The guy can't really play a lick of defense, but I mean, they brought him in as a shooter compared to Josh Richardson, and I mean, it's worked out pretty well so far. Danny Green is old as fuck, man. It feels like the man can barely run. He was chasing Trae Young around the entire playoffs, or at least when they assigned him to guard him, he was just having trouble keeping up with him. He can still shoot, but defensively, he's kind of fallen off a little bit. I'm not saying that he's a bad defender, but he's not the defender that we've seen him be. But I mean, if I were to really predict what his role on the team is going to be, it's pretty much going to be the same thing that it's been his entire career, just be a 3-and-D guy. Tobias Harris is probably the Sixers' second best player on the team, offensively wise. I feel like his ceiling this year is to kind of be what Chris Middleton is to Giannis. I'm expecting the guy to be a 20-point scorer this year. I feel like he's kind of hovered around the 19-point game for the past couple of seasons. I think with Doc being there last year, he really helped unlock Tobias's game, or at least gave him a lot more confidence, and I'm hoping that this year he can step his game up to be a 20-point scorer. Joel Embiid had an MVP type season last year, and I feel like if he didn't get hurt, he probably would have won. He's pretty much the #1 guy on the team, and I know that he's probably been the guy to answer a majority of the Ben Simmons questions because Ben Simmons and him are kind of #1 and #2, and I'm pretty sure that he's really annoyed with it. I mean, hell, The Athletic published an article where he was just pissed about Ben Simmons and the whole situation. If Joel can stay healthy this year, I feel like he can just have an MVP caliber season again. I don't know if he'll win MVP because I think that might be Luka or KD, but I mean, he can definitely perform like an MVP caliber player. By the way, if you guys are actually liking the content that you've been seeing so far, don't forget to hit the like button, also hit subscribe and hit the bell notification. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you guys could do that, I would really appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure that Joel Embiid would too. Tyrese Maxey was a guy with all the Ben Simmons chatter that I thought was going to end up being the starting point guard for this team. I really thought the kid was going to be able to have a most improved type season with Ben being gone, but with him reporting, Ben is probably going to end up playing. And I'm not saying that he won't be able to really improve this year, but I feel like his improvement or level improvement is going to shrink significantly compared to what I thought it was going to be when Ben was, not here. Well, unless they find a successful trade for Ben, I don't really know if he's going to get like the opportunity that I think he is. Because the guy can score. He showed it in college, and, you know, he showed flashes in the NBA so far. Shake Milton was a gem that the Sixers found in the latter half of the 2020 season, the shortened season, the bubble season. The guy is pretty much a torch when it comes to shooting the ball. And that's what I expect him to do this season. And plus, I think that, you know, he's a really nice player on this team. I would love to have him as a backup on, like, you know, a different team or on my team. Anyone's team, honestly. I think he would perform pretty well. Matisse Thybulle is probably one of the coolest players I think the league has, especially like, you know, watching his vlogs in the bubble and stuff. Other than his off the court stuff, I mean, the dude is literally an enforcer on defense. He can't really shoot the three, and I know that, like, you know, he took the blame when it came to losing the series against the Hawks because, you know, he missed the free throws, but I mean, Ben Simmons still passed up that open layup slash dunk. So, I mean, Matisse, I know what you're trying to do here. I know you're trying to defend Ben, but, like, I don't think it's your fault, man. There's just no way that I can fully blame him for being the reason why they lost that series. I hope he can develop a jump shot this year because if he can, he could be literally a Robert Covington type player. Niang is going to be a guy to shoot the ball and pretty much stretch the floor. I'll be honest with you, he was on the Jazz for like the past few seasons, but I really never paid attention to him. If anything, I paid attention more to Furkan Korkmaz on this team because he's a guy who is a backup on this team, and I think he did also get a few starts here and there, and I know that he can shoot the ball, and plus, you know, I've seen him on the team, and honestly, I just didn't pay attention to Niang. No offense, man. Andre Drummond being on this team is actually kind of funny. And by kind of funny, I mean it's pretty funny. Because I know that him and Embiid have had beef in the past, and all of a sudden now they're just best friends, apparently. Drummond is going to rebound, block shots, get steals. You know the whole deal with him. As for this team's record, I really don't know where they're going to place in the East just because of the fact that we don't really know the status of Ben Simmons. But if I really did have to pick where they would place, I could see them being around like a 4th to 6th seed. But honestly, if Ben doesn't play, then I think that they will be a 6th seed. I think that Joel and Tobias definitely can carry this team to at least a 4th seed. But I mean, with Ben Simmons not being there, or Ben Simmons' like status kind of still being a little up in the air because we haven't seen him even play a preseason game, I don't know. But what do you guys think about this whole Ben Simmons situation? Do you think that he's going to get traded? Do you think that he's going to stay? Is he going to play? There's just so many questions about it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is Saiko. Please rate, comment, and subscribe for more content. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for another 30 teams in 30 days on the Phoenix Suns. Bye, guys.